James, so glad to see that you're okay and your beautiful wife I know is okay, but I know your home and your neighborhood are not. How are you?
It ebbs and it flows. Like right now, I just got off the phone with Gary Sinise. And as you may know, Gary lost his son, Mac, a year ago, just 2 days ago. And yesterday, on my late brother's birthday, our whole neighborhood burned down. And when you compare the two, not a single person in our neighborhood was injured or died. So you can't compare it really to the heartbreak that Gary went through. It's you put things in perspective when you go through these catastrophes. And I don't want to be bitter, but indeed the gross mismanagement of our administration in California is, as my beloved wife said, that when I rail about their stupidity, it's not stupidity, it's willful ignorance. In this case, I think it's willful malicious ignorance. Karen Bass cut the fire department allocation by $17 million a couple of months ago. My insurance company canceled my policy for no reason. And I checked with all my neighbors. Every single person in the Palisades who was with this company had their policies canceled on the same day. They can't insure the place. You can't insure a place that's run by incompetent idiots. And the problem is now when they go to rebuild, we're all under what's called California Fair Plan, run by the government. So the same people who are literally responsible for this destruction in the long run and in the larger scope are now going to be the people telling us how to rebuild and make sure that we do everything, to avoid climate change while they ride around in their private jets and go to Ghana to represent LA for whatever the hell our mayor is representing LA about. I mean, honestly, you don't want to be bitter, but when you see people sitting on their sidewalks who've lived there, the 5 people who live around us, all of whose homes have burned down, were either born in their houses or they, one of them is 94 years old. He built the house. We're the second owners of our house. These people in this neighborhood, let me explain something about the Palisades. We have a rule up in what's called the Marquez Knolls. It's part of our CCNRs. You can't block your neighbor's view. Can't have a second story. All the houses are kind of original from 1960, and they were all built by the same designer, Earl Lockman. They're charming, mid-century little houses. I mean, that's a view from my driveway yesterday. Wow. Sorry. And the houses, like when we renovated our house, we brought it back to normal. We got even our doors we had redone. They have a little lucite handle. It's a little house. It's got 2 bedrooms and a laundry room and a den and a pool and magnificent views of, all the way from the Palos Verde to we can see out to Catalina. We have a beautiful pool. Swim every day. I mean, I've been on the road for 50 years.
This is the video from your back deck here that we're looking at, James?
No, this is from my front yard. This is from my driveway before, just as we were evacuating. Yep. And by the way,
keep going.
And by the way, 5 minutes before that, there was nothing. And my neighbor, Robert Trinkteller, called and he said, there's a fire on the hillside about a half a mile away. You should come take a look at this. So I drove up to his house because we didn't want, no, that's my back deck here. That's my back deck. And by the way, we had guys rappelling down the hillside because it's a 1,000-foot drop and cutting the dry brush, which you are required to do by law, and which we do because it protects our homes and our neighbors' homes from fire. And the people below us did not. And that's the fire coming up from below. Every we'd drive around the neighborhood, and Sarah would say to me, look at this. I go, yeah, these people gotta cut their brush. And the one that I railed against every day was the first one to go off. When this fire all started, that's the house away from us. We were literally the epicenter of the fire. It was a bright blue, beautiful sunny day with 80-mile-an-hour gusts, and we were moving all the furniture off the deck. And when I saw that flame, I said, let's go down, get in the car, get ready to go, because...
Was that Tuesday?
That was yesterday, yeah. But that's our house. That's our house. Yep, that's from our deck. Yep.
So you knew to get out. Was that before the mandatory evacuation order?
Yeah, well, yeah, but it came on our phones pretty quickly. I knew it was coming. You can't have fire and wind in an area that is overgrown with dry brush. You know, I mean, people
Yep.
forget this, but there a couple of decades ago there was a Malibu fire, and we had another nincompoop, another Democrat, running things, and the helicopters and the planes go in with these big scoops and scoop water out of the ocean and dump them on the fires. And she said, no, you can't do that because the salt water will hurt the vegetation. We said, lady, houses are burning down. People are dying. No, she wouldn't let them do it. This is what we're dealing with. And I don't want to be bitter, but you know what? At a certain point, they need tribunals in the state. Forget recalls. They need tribunals and figure out what people are doing. Okay, everybody said, well, we've been in touch with the weather report because it's always the weather. Been in touch with the weather income. We knew this was going to be a windy season. Great, then don't go to Ghana. Stay here in LA. Take care of things. I'm sorry I sound bitter, but listen, just a couple of things I want to clear up. The 94-year-old neighbor that I've been talking about who was rescued, literally 8 minutes ago, I got a call from his son. They've been reunited. He flew in from Massachusetts. He got to the hospital. They identified him, and he's got him placed in his caregiver's home. So he's
Thank
safe.
God.
And my hero, Robert Trinkteller, who saved him, who stayed overnight. Now, here's what happened in our neighborhood. All the houses are on fire on our street. The fire trucks got up there, but there was no water because Karen Bass didn't fill the reservoirs. So all the fire reservoirs were not. So the fire trucks are there, they couldn't pump water. Your house is on fire and they could just put it out, but they can't do it. So he put his fires out with a bucket from his pool, and he just texted me and said, okay, the houses on either side and every house across the street from you, they're all burned down. The roof of your house is intact. I mean, I ran into the bedroom, I grabbed Sarah, I said, the roof's intact. Now, the house may be burned down inside, but it may not. See, what happened was we knew both houses were on fire because their hillsides were not in the best shape. And what happened was they burned. At 11:49 last night, all of our fire alarms in our house were going off. Oh, the hallway, the master bedroom, the living room, the den, the kitchen, and you could see the fire or the smoke progressing through the house. We were being alerted on our phones by our alarm company, and this is while fire trucks are outside our house, but they couldn't pump.
Oh my God, it's a nightmare. So when you're leaving, I'm just curious from a human perspective, when you and Sarah are leaving your home under these mandatory evacuation orders, and this is a real threat, what do you take? What does that conversation look like?
Well, sweetie, yeah, I'm good. What do I need to do? And I won't say which one of us was crying. But no, seriously, I said to her, I said, look, she's had all my medicine first thing, because, suppose you get out there and the whole city goes down. I take certain medicines. If I don't take them, I got like 2 weeks and I'm gone. I have to take Synthroid because I had thyroid cancer years ago and my thyroid is removed. And without Synthroid, you die. I got to have that medicine. I can't live without that medicine. So I got the medicine, and then we're going out. We went to open our garage door, and it's a lift-up door, and the wind was so strong it buckled it, and now we can't get the cars out. And the house across the way that was on fire. And I said, we're up in we're 1,600 feet above sea level. I can't walk through smoke. I'm not a youngster anymore. What are we going to do? And I had remembered when they put in the garage door and they put in the alarm, I had asked for instructions on what to do if there was a fall. He said, here's the way you release the entire garage door. And I remembered it, and I did it. We got it released. We got one of the cars out. She said, let's take both cars. I said, no, we're going to be back. Look, the people who run things around here may be woefully ignorant, but the one thing you got to give unbelievable credit to, the Los Angeles Fire Department is one of the greatest organizations in the history of men and women who do good things for their neighbors. LAFD, the greatest. Our sheriff's department, our police department, these are wonderful people in LA. The people in charge, our new fire department, I don't know what work she has done, but she has right on her webpage when she got elected. She's LGBTQ, which is fine. That's her choice, not my judgment.
But it's literally in the first line of her bio. The first
line of her
line.
bio. Inclusion, diversity, equity is my main priority, while the tanks that hold the water that stop your houses from burning down have not been filled. Where does that go on the priority list? Just asking. And see what you're showing right now? That's because there was no water. But hey, we got diversity.
These days, personal safety is not something that can be left to chance. Whether at home, on the road, or just living everyday life, having a reliable way to protect yourself and your family is crucial. This is why Byrna is the choice for many. Byrna is a game-changing, less lethal self-defense tool. Compact, powerful, and easy to use, it provides the confidence to act in any situation. Byrna uses non-lethal rounds, tear gas, pepper, and kinetic projectiles to effectively stop a threat from a safe distance. And the best part? Byrna can be shipped directly to your door, and it's legal in all 50 states. Byrna is proudly American, with products hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Sometimes a firearm is not the right option. There are a lot of people who are afraid of holding them or just unfamiliar with it and realize that they're probably going to create more of a risk if they actually have a real loaded firearm. And Byrna could provide a powerful alternative for those folks. Protect what matters most with Byrna. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA.com/Megyn to receive a 10% discount and learn why thousands of people and law enforcement agencies are making the switch to Byrna's less lethal protection. Byrna, non-lethal self-defense, always ready. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.